A #1 pick in the 2024 WNBA draft couldn't contain her smile when she realized she would be guarding her best friend and former Iowa teammate. A picture of that occasion went viral. Two kids from the Midwest whose passion for basketball took them on a journey nobody anticipated. Playing versus a friend is usually considered informal. However, it meant confronting someone who had supported them through years of hardship, stress, and aspirations that seemed unattainable to Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin. Their friendship did not begin in the spotlight or with celebrity. It all began at Iowa with early morning drills, countless filming sessions, and carpooling through the chilly evenings in Iowa City. The feisty scorer, Clark was constantly boisterous, self-assured, and pushing everyone. The captain, Martin, maintained the equilibrium of the locker room with his cool demeanor. They created something unique together, a bond that extended well beyond basketball. Clark had a reputation when she joined Iowa in 2020. She could talk trash, back it up, and shoot from the logo. She was only a freshman, though, and was still getting used to a new system. One of the first persons to mentor her was Kate Martin, a fifth-year senior who had recovered from an ACL tear. Not only was she a teammate, she took on the role of an older sister. Martin set an exemplary example. Despite not scoring 30 points per game, she was the leader of every defensive play and huddle. That was respected by Clark. She went on to say that Kate was among the most intelligent players she had ever encountered. Someone who was 2 steps ahead of the game. And that trust quickly expanded. Off the court as well as on. They bonded. They were clearly chemistry. Each time Clark's crazy pass was made, Martin had already made the appropriate cut. Whenever Martin received an open gaze, Clark was the first to rejoice. Iowa supporters started to view them as inseparable because of how naturally they connected.
I would say definitely those first 2 years, we definitely were working together to I was definitely more of the calmer presence and being hey, look me in the eyes, deep breath, it's all gonna be okay. And I think the leadership style that I really had was just trust. She trusted me because she had seen me putting in the work in the gym. She knew how much I cared. I was only 2 years older than her, but she believed that I had her best interest in mind.
The friendship became stronger behind the scenes. It was Martin who reminded Clark to take deep breaths during crucial games. When Martin started to doubt herself, it was Clark who was getting her excited. They were ideal teammates because of their opposing personalities.
She is an amazing leader, one of the best that I've ever been around in coaching all these years.
Hit! Nice. Good job, Sharon. Nice shot.
She has just a great read on people and how they're feeling. And I think that's what makes her one of the best leaders I've ever been around in my entire life. Luckily, she's not just my teammate. She's one of my best friends and somebody that I've been able to lean on for more than basketball.
The miraculous run followed. Although Iowa wasn't meant to dominate, the Hawkeyes became a must-watch basketball team under Martin's guidance and Clark's firepower. Everything changed when the NCAA tournament was held in 2023. By breaking records, throwing triple-doubles, and leading Iowa to the national championship game, Clark went all out. However, everyone knew Martin was the team's glue while the rest of the world watched Clark. Through all the chaos, she served as the team's emotional support system, communicator, and compass. Despite not taking home a national championship, they won hearts all around the world. That Iowa squad turned into a phenomenon. And at its core were 2 closest friends who were working together to pursue the same goal.
Well, poor Kate has gone quite a while without breaking her nose and having blood gush out of it. And then in one of her last career games, she's on the floor and she has hurt her nose again. I don't know if it's broken or not, but I think Kate's just toughness, resiliency, and leadership is the biggest thing. And I mean, you see it. Kate's a pro player. You see her game. She's hitting fadeaway jump shots. She's going at people. The way she took over at the end of the fourth, she came up with, I think, 6 straight points for us. I mean, I'm just so proud of her. She's worked so hard over the course of this offseason. She knew she was going to be a focal point for us on offense, and I couldn't be more proud of her. She's had a long career. She's, all she's ever dreamed of is being an Iowa Hawkeye, and she embodies that every single day.
Both of them realized that their lives would alter permanently when their final collegiate season concluded in 2024. Clark was destined to become a household name, the WNBA draft's undisputed top pick. Martin's route was less obvious. She didn't even anticipate being selected when she declared for the draft. She informed reporters that she primarily did it to formally conclude her time in college.
Well, I want to continue playing basketball. I hope I get drafted. I don't know. I hope that happens for me. And if not, then, I move on with my life.
In April 2024, draft night arrived. Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever's first overall pick, was the center of attention when she crossed the stage. Fans screamed and cameras flashed. It was her time. However, she was also silently thinking of Kate as Clark rejoiced. The twist then appeared. The Las Vegas Aces called Kate Martin's name late in the second round. Clark was observing in the green room. She leaped to her feet, shouting and clapping as soon as she heard it. That video went viral right away. The outstanding rookie is yelling for her best friend to be selected in the draft. It was entirely sentimental. Their friendship was perfectly encapsulated in that moment. Two distinct routes. They both ended up in their proper places.
They were going to have you in the mezzanine. I'm like, you better bring her down here because I think she's going to get drafted. What are you thinking when you hear your name called right now?
Oh man, a lot of emotions. I'm really happy to be here. I was here to support Caitlin, but I was hoping to hear my name called, and all I wanted was an opportunity, and I got it, so I'm really excited.
We know what you do with an opportunity. This is the world champion, Las Vegas Aces. How can you make an impact and try to make that roster?
Yeah, I'm super excited for the opportunity. I have a really good work ethic, but more than anything, I think I'm a very versatile player. I can score at multiple levels, and I can guard multiple positions. But I'm really excited to get there, and I know I'm going to give it all I got.
Tough as bleep. Congratulations. Thank you.
Their paths intersected once more at the beginning of the WNBA season, but this time they were opponents. The Las Vegas Aces versus Indiana Fever. Kate Martin and Caitlin Clark were sitting on different benches for the first time. They were captured on camera during warm-ups prior to the game. Before tipping off, Clark saw Kate, smiled, and they laughed briefly. It was instinctive rather than planned. Later, that identical picture went viral on the internet. Fans adored it. There was no rivalry. It was happiness. This type of event serves as a reminder that sports are about more than just competitiveness. However, after the game began, everything was business. Martin and Clark each put out their best effort while guarding Clark on a few plays. You could still sense the reverence, though. There were only two players pushing one another to be the best. There was no trash language or cheap fouls. Everyone talked about the friendship moment that occurred in the tunnel after the game. Clark was seen on camera giving Martin a firm embrace before they left for their team buses. The video became viral. ESPN, X, and TikTok. One of the WNBA season's most wholesome moments, according to fans. Even AC's coach, Becky Hammond, acknowledged the uniqueness of their bond, stating that she could sense their mutual respect and affection from the sidelines. The fact that both players were having rather different seasons added to its potency. Clark was constantly pressed by the media. Every game she engaged in was examined. Every face expression and every phrase are examined. She represented a new era in WNBA history, and there was intense scrutiny for that. Kate Martin, meanwhile, was subtly leaving her mark. She began as a late draft pick who was only attempting to make the squad, but her energy, hustle, and defense soon won her fans. She merited her place in a rotation at the championship level through consistency rather than excitement. The nickname she had at Iowa, Glue Girl, was adopted by fans. Her teammates admired her enthusiasm. Commentators started highlighting how unusual her quiet, unselfish play style was for a rookie. The plot constantly came back to the camaraderie whenever the Aces played the Fever. The friendship, not the rivalry. Every swift embrace, smile, and handshake turned into a viral image. And fans always adored it. It was evident that Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin had a bond that extended beyond basketball. They were more than just pals. They served as evidence that there is still loyalty, compassion, and sincere support in athletics. One widely shared tweet encapsulated everything, even in a league that is based on competition. Everyone is pulling for this friendship in a league full of rivals. Additionally, their story offered a fresh perspective on women's sports. WNBA players have been battling for respect and recognition for many years. However, witnessing events like Caitlin and Kate let people realize why sports are important, because they are more than simply highlights. They also demonstrate humanity. The camaraderie continued to manifest itself off the court as well. They would support one another's accomplishments, participate in one another's interviews, and exchange brief messages on social media. Reporters were reportedly told by Clark that Martin was among the most selfless individuals she had ever encountered. Martin claimed that Clark's perseverance motivated her every day. Mutual respect like that is uncommon, particularly in an era where pressure and celebrity might easily drive individuals apart. Kate was frequently spotted checking in on Caitlin during her hectic first season, which included media storms, physical games, and unrelenting scrutiny. Their unobtrusive support away from the spotlight demonstrated how strong their friendship truly was. Although it's simple to refer to them as best friends, there's more to it. They have experienced heartbreaks, hard practice nights, bus rides, pressure that few people can relate to, and wins. They have witnessed each other's finest and worst sides. And throughout it all, they have remained stable. Additionally, their friendship came to represent young athletes worldwide. In order to teach children about cooperation, respect, and thankfulness, parents and coaches would share their own stories. Because Caitlin and Kate's story serves as a reminder that character still matters in a society that frequently places a premium on celebrity and statistics. Fans are also aware of it. Signs that read, Hawkeye Sisters or Clark and Martin Forever